Hi guys, welcome to today's episode of Cook Better, Live Better. I have an exciting recipe to bring to you today. Today's recipe is going to be grilled chicken with roasted potatoes and a delicious tossed salad. Very simple, easy peasy. So first I'm going to go ahead and preheat the grill, and while the grill is heating up, I am going to open up the chicken. Again, this is pre-seasoned. This is a snazzy shortcut. No need to marinate. The chicken is very flavorful. So now that I got that open, I am going to go ahead and put the chicken onto the grill. Again, these are chicken tenderloins, and the benefit of tenderloins are that they cook faster because it's a smaller cut of meat, but these are boneless chicken breasts cut into tenderloins. So I'm adding those onto the grill. So while the chicken's on the grill, let's go ahead and get our potatoes cleaned and ready to cook. So first and foremost, because we're roasting them with the skin on them, we want to make sure that we wash them well. Now that we've washed them and they're pretty much dried off, we're going to cut them. The importance of the roasted potatoes is I like to cut them lengthwise so they look a little bit like thick steak fries. But this lets each potato wedge be extremely flavorful with the mix that we're going to toss them in, and it lets them cook a little bit faster in the oven. So I'm going to spend some time quickly slicing those up. A little bit more slicing. Want to make sure you have a good view of how I'm cutting up the potatoes. And remember, they've already been washed. I'm going to add a little bit of sliced onion. This is completely optional. I feel onion gives potatoes a nice additional flavor, but again, it's completely optional. These are flavorful even without the sliced onions. So I'm adding the sliced onions to the potatoes. And then next up, we're going to go ahead and mix our sauce. So we have olive oil. We're going to put about a little less than a quarter cup of olive oil in a bowl. And we're going to use about half a pack of the roasted potato seasoning. And guys, I normally pick this up from my local grocery store. Let me know if you try this recipe, if you have any trouble finding it. I can definitely do some research and try and give you some tips, help you find it. But it's extremely delicious. I highly recommend it. Now, I want to make sure that I mix it up really well. So I'm showing you the thickness of the oil flavoring mixture. You don't want it to be too runny, but you also don't want it to be too thick, because what we're going to do next is pour this over the sliced potatoes, and we want to make sure that each potato is coated completely. So I'm pouring all of the mixture over the potatoes, and then you'll notice I'm spending some time flipping the potatoes, moving them around. I want to be sure that each and every potato is covered. This is serious business, guys. But I'm continuing to mix, and when you're done, you should see your potatoes coated just like so. And for this recipe, I think I used 4 medium-sized white potatoes, maybe 5, not a lot, but enough to fill a casserole dish. And these potatoes are very filling, so you won't need a whole lot anyway. But this is how your potatoes should look. Now you want to cover those potatoes very tightly. The key to covering them tightly is that you want your potatoes to be soft and moist. You don't want them to be crunchy. You want them to be soft. And by covering them tightly, when you place them in the oven to roast, they'll get nice and soft. So now that I have the potatoes ready, I put them in the oven on 400. Let's make the salad. Now this is a super basic salad. I probably shouldn't even call it a salad because truly all it is lettuce. But I have a technique with this salad that I like to chop the lettuce up into about 1-inch bites. What I like about chopping up the lettuce is it makes it very easy to get on your fork, to toss with the dressing, and it doesn't tend to have big leaves that you're trying to pick up and stuff in your mouth. So I spend some time chopping up the lettuce. Chop, chop, chop. Chop, chop, chop. And even though it's a lot of chopping, it's still super quick. So a few minutes later, in my SpongeBob voice, I'm finishing up the chopping, and now I'm going to begin to add that lettuce to our strainer because we want to make sure we wash the lettuce well. I'm showing you about how the lettuce should look chopped up. Again, this is optional. You can make your salad any way you usually make your salad, but this is just a technique that I use when I make this particular meal. And literally, in the interest of time, I'm only using salad. I'm not adding any additional chopped vegetables at this time. So your lettuce should look like that. And now that we've finished the salad, our chicken should be just about done. I'm just taking a look, flipping it over. You definitely want to make sure that your meat is thoroughly cooked. That's very, very important for any of my newer cooks out there. I err on the side of well done, particularly when it comes to chicken, pork, poultry, things like that. And I just want to let it cook a little bit longer, and maybe a minute more. Now I think is good to plate up. And now I am removing the chicken from the grill. And it's a real rotation. So you had the meat cooking, you prepared your potatoes, you put them in the oven, and then you chopped your salad. After you were done with that, your chicken's ready, your salad's ready. We're going to grab the potatoes out of the oven. The potatoes often can take longer depending on what temperature you put your oven on. But here are the finished results. We have roasted potatoes, delicious grilled chicken, and a very basic tossed salad. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye!